welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Masego, and in this video we will be going through a surface fare calculation activity. If you find this video helpful, please give it a huge thumbs up, click the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and share to help a fellow tourism student. Please note that this video is based on the TVET syllabus for students studying towards a national certificate in tourism. Notes, textbooks, slides, and previous question papers can be found on the Future Managers website, which will be linked in the description box below. So today we tackle a fare with a surface sector. This fare with a surface sector is defined as a fare with a sector that is not flown, where the client uses another mode of transport to get from one place to another. So with a surface sector, you will see that in case you have a client who has a route that looks like this one. So you firstly have Johannesburg, George, and then you have a surface sector, and then you have Cape Town and Durban. So if you look at number 2 is indicated as ARNK. That ARNK is the code that indicates that there will be now a surface sector. So usually you will be given a scenario with your questions that will go something like, you work for travel services with Masego, and Mrs. Jennifer Kutlu came to your establishment looking for flights on the following route. And then they will give you every information that is displayed on the screen. These are the flight details that will be governing your fare calculation. Now, before we continue, I just want to highlight that this is still under domestic fares, so the same rules that apply to how we were doing our calculations, the simple fare calculations before, still are applicable. So the only thing is that we are now adding one aspect, which is now your surface fare to your calculation. So using the information that you have been given, you will then go in and put your route in place. So you will see that here, we have a route departing from Johannesburg, then going to George using SAA class Y, and then you go into your fare handout, you check for the price, and then you then charge it. So this activity has already been completed, so we're just going through how to write it out, right? Taking into consideration that everyone who will be watching this video for study purposes should already be familiar with this concept. So we are only adding a small part. If you are not familiar with this fare calculation concept and you are new to the to travel services, you are in N4 for example, please go back to the other videos, because this video is for N5 curriculum, right? It will benefit you in the long run to watch this video and rewatch it and apply it to many other scenarios and activities. But I do advise that if you are not in tune with what we are discussing here, if there's something that you don't understand what class Y is, if you don't understand how to write the route, please go back and check the other videos, introduction to how to use your fare handouts, and introduction to how to use the table and how to do a fare calculation. Please go watch those videos and then come back to this one and pick up where we left off. So as I was saying, your route is now Johannesburg, George is or using SAA class Y. And then this person was then charged 1,210 rand. Then Mrs. Jennifer or Miss Jennifer decided to leave George and go to Cape Town. But from George to Cape Town, she didn't fly. She took another mode of transport. And this is now indicated by crossing out the box that would have otherwise included the flight from George to Cape Town, right? So we break it down here because there was no flight. This person did not fly, and we will not be charging anything, and therefore you will see the next boxes after that are empty. From that point on, the next flight is departing Cape Town to Durban. Cape Town to Durban, and it is using British Airways Class C and was then charged 1,900. Now this is now your second sector. This is now your second sector. Then after charging your second sector, please take note of how the sector Cape Town to Durban using British Airways Class C. Please take note of how it is written because it is very important to get the formatting correctly. So you rewrite it Cape Town and then leave the boxes next to Cape Town empty, and then go to the next one, Durban, and fill out that sector. Then from there you will then have to do the steps that we all know we need to do. You calculate how the total of your fare, which will be this your sector 1 plus sector 2 is then equals to 3,110. Then we don't have to round it up to the nearest 10 rand because it is already on 10 rand, so we will not be rounding it up. And then you have to then calculate your VAT at 15%. So 15% of 3,110 rand is 466 rand 50 cents, and we write it using the code ZV. Then we have your PSC. Remember, your PSC is based on your departure on in each city. So you have a departure in Johannesburg and you have a departure in Cape Town. So your PSC is then 52 rand plus 48 rand. And then you write it in this box using the code ZA. Then you have your YR and your YQ text, which is also text that is based on the carrier that you are going to be using. When you deal with this text, you go in your fare handout and you look for the taxes that are charged by each airport. So here we have SAA as an airport and we have British Airways as an airport. So then we go now and charge 140 for YR, then 133 for YQ. Then you have two departures for this text SC. You have two departures, so it's going to be 6 rand times 2 departures, and then we write it out with the code EV. From there we just add up all the figures from your routing fare to your last tax, and then the total gave us 3,961. So this is the only thing that we are adding now to your fare calculation when we are now speaking of a fare calculation with a surface sector. That is the only thing that changes. All the other principles that we learned previously will remain the same. This brings us to the end of our session. Please share your thoughts and questions below in the comment section. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you are notified when I post more of these videos. Till the next session, bye guys.